Hey, friends, welcome. We get some time together to do some movement. There's a few new friends in the beauty way space. That's exciting. Hopefully, there'll be more and more as folks are like, yeah, let me come and take rest and chill with other chill people. Um, and I still have the job of letting people in. That's there. So, if this is your first movement class, I do the movement class wherever I am because that's keeping it real, right? Welcome, Jen. Welcome to my living room like this. Welcome to this class. So, if you're new to Beauty Way Space, welcome. If you're new to this class, also welcome. This is like the chillest movement class you're going to take. Although sometimes I do like to pick it up, that's there. But I mean, really importantly, I do this class from wherever I am because we need to keep it real. We don't need a fancy space. We just need a little bit of space. I don't even have any yoga props. I'm going to use the pillow from the sofa, when I want to sit on it. But I'm going to encourage you to adapt your practice as we go along, right? So I'm not in the living room with you to know, oh, that right wrist is a little funny, oh, that left knee. You're going to take the initiative and the effort to make sure that you're propping yourself. Do not try to do, for example, when we get to something on the knees, don't do it without an extra padding. Like, don't be like, well, let me just try. No, how about the exact opposite, right? Where you give the padding and you enjoy how good that feels, right? We're doing wintertime practices right now between now and the next sacred seasonal juncture, Imbolc, Kandamas. Then it's still rest time. We need to be in the deep restfulness of things. And so I have some favorite poses, very yin poses on the ground. We do a little bit of everything. We might make it up to standing, we might not. Let's see. Um, and what we're going to be using is a combination of movements from different systems. It's really about, so there's this fluidity, right? This motion and movement that we want to bring throughout the body. And that helps to move fluid in fluid filled spaces throughout the body, throughout the whole fascial system. And that's therapeutic movement. When you're moving fluid inside joint spaces, moving fluid in attachment sites of ligaments and soft tissue, when we're moving fluid in and around organs, like that equals therapeutic movement with this. So lots of fun, lots of things to explore. We're going to start on the ground. And also, it's winter. You need to keep yourself cozy. I've got two yoga mats, mainly because one is very, very thin, my yoga mats. I got them doubled up for padding. We're coming down here onto the floor. If it's comfortable for your low back to have the legs extended into Shavasana, that's nice. I'm not there yet. It's pretty early in the morning. The sun has not even come up yet where I am. So I'm bending the knees, taking that pressure off the low back, glutes, hamstrings. Everything was like shouting for a second, even a little bit of this groin and hip flexor. Sometimes I just narrate even what's going on in my own body, encouraging you to follow your own narration of what's happening in your body. What is your body saying to you? Adapt the practice accordingly. This is kind of one of my pet peeves about the modern day yoga practice. It is supposed to be adapted every single time, every single practice, and every single body. So, welcome. Welcome to yourself. Welcome to this yin surface, this spaciousness. Like, what's the first thing that happens when you lay down? We could be in various times of the day, morning, afternoon, early evening. We lay the bones down onto the earth and something responds immediately. It could be, oh, finally, I don't have to fight against gravity. It could be, Oh, I'm putting the work down. I'm taking a pause. I'm in this present moment. It could be, oh, the tightness and bloating and whatever's happening in the digestive system. Oh, now I can like really feel it. It could be, oh, I'm really tired. And I take this pause in the momentum of the day and I realize just how tired I am. Maybe you're like me, it's pretty early in the morning and you're just waking up. You may or may not have had a good sleep. So, all of us arriving with each breath, letting the bones settle. Where's a comfortable place for your hands? I've got this little nook right here. So my fingertips rest right on the curve of the front part of my hips. I get a little squishy bit of my belly where my elbows are totally relaxed onto the floor and my shoulders are relaxed. And after that greeting of the bones and the earth, the next important question is, how are you breathing? How accessible is the breath today? Super flowy, it's light and airy. There's maybe heavier spaces. There's spaces where the breath is flowing, there's spaces where the breath is not flowing. Where is the breath? Is it in the chest? Is the breath right at the diaphragm, edge of the rib cage? Is the breath somewhere around the belly button, below? Doesn't it feel amazing to just pause, breathe? With this relaxed nature in mind, let's start moving through the pelvis, moving through the body with that sense of presence of the breath and surrender of the bones. All right, so we've got feet on the floor in line with the hips ish, arms are out to the sides, and this is just a big zigzag twist. So there's space between the feet. And taking a big breath in the center, and then as you exhale, drop both knees to a side and turn the head in the opposite direction. Just hang out here. And then inhale yourself back to center and exhale. Knees to the left. Well, that's the way I'm going. It doesn't matter which side. So first movement in our practice, I'm already feeling that tight pattern that I currently am enjoying. It's basically because of sitting so much. Switching sides. In and is your body already making sounds? Sometimes I call these haunted house sounds creaks and pops, and then there's sizzles and fizzles. Yeah, your body makes sounds when we start moving fluid in fluid-filled spaces, especially in winter. It's creaky. Have you ever listened to ice moving on frozen water? It makes groany sound. So don't hesitate to groan. You're in your own living room. You can make all the sounds you want. You can fart. Inhale and we're moving like we have no agenda. Know where we have to get to. We can do 3 poses and that'll be enough. Coming back to the center, draw your knees in towards your chest, give your legs a hug. If you need to make space for bellies, then just move those knees to the outside. Find that comfortable place. Maybe we've got knees right over hips, so we're drawing the knees in towards chest, giving that squeeze. And even here, just intuitively, a little rocking movement, like a little micro movement came up. Right hands onto knees, and we're going to circle around and then let the knees move away from you. And then as you come into that circle, draw the knees in towards the chest. And let's do that in the opposite direction. So a little hello to the low back, posterior part of the pelvis. Nice, squeezing knees in towards chest. Give a little spaciousness with the knees. And now circle opposite. We'll go both directions, so it doesn't matter how you started. Knees in towards chest. Rocking from side to side. Let's move in the opposite direction. So it's little circles with the knees, like figure 8 movements that then allow the body to rock side to side. Nice. Coming back to the center, stretch the feet into the air, give a wiggle. Stretch the arms overhead. Coming back to the floor. I'm already ready to take my socks off. That's serious. So we're going to plant the feet on the floor and just do a little bit of gentle pelvic tilting up here. So like we're doing bridge pose, feet are in line with the hips, toes face forward. And from here, just a little exploration of hips tilt forward and tailbone tucks under. Like I said, exploration. Just see, what does that feel like? Engaging the glutes when we tuck the tailbone under. Very gentle movement. Again, exploring, right? And then we come, maybe hands are by the sides of the feet, and we're lifting, just a little baby lift. What does that feel like to have a little bridge pose baby lift? I'm not thinking, how high can I get my hips right now? I'm thinking, can my knees move away? And can I make space here through the hip flexors on the front part of the hips? Just letting this very slowly and incrementally happen because I'm relaxing and lengthening. And then come on down the floor and give a little tail wiggle. Right, a couple pelvic tilts. And getting at some of those little attachment sites, seeing, hey, hamstring, you can release. If you like to, it's an option. Let's take that little baby bridge pose again. And just, again, think lengthening. It's not so much about how high we get. Just, I'm lengthening. My knees are moving away, making all the space in the front part of my body. And it's magically lifting. Big breath in and coming down. And little tail wiggle. Little tail wiggle. Loosening through hamstring. Pelvic tilt. We're just doing this little dance here. We've got pelvic tilt. And then we're lifting and the knees are moving away. And we're making so much space through hip flexors. And there's the least effort possible, but there's effort because glutes are engaged. Muscles of the spine are engaged. Moving towards ceiling. Nice inhale. And exhale down, wiggle tail. Do a zigzag twist. Nice, already starting to loosen up. I like it. Okay, we're back here in bridge pose. We're gonna do simple Yoni Mudra, which is making a triangle with thumbs and fingers. Go ahead and place that onto your womb space. Doesn't matter what kind of body you are born in, what plumbing you possess. This is the womb space. Oh, this feels so nice. The warmth of the hands, deeply soaking in to the landscape of the lower abdomen. We have some really strong points along here, CB4, CB6, like really deep points that interact with kidney and bladder channels. Our winter time, we talked about this a lot in the last class. Just something about the presence of the hands here. I'm not pushing my hands into the belly, but I've got it like a heavy hand. I can really feel it, like a comfortable stamp. It's really feeling nice. Take a moment to breathe into the heat of the hands, the warming of this sacred landscape of the body. And then we're going to use this mudra and this bridge pose movement for a little dynamic movement through here. So as we inhale, we're going to engage with the pelvic tilt, lift the hips up, start lifting the hands. The hands look through the triangle. And then if it feels good, they come overhead at the top of the pose. And then as you're coming down, first do the arms, look through the triangle, and then lower down together. Hands come back to womb space. Let's do 5 of these. Your pace, super slow. First engage, lift, inhale, gaze through the triangle, arms overhead, exhale, triangle, all the way down. Inhale. So I'm doing that little pelvic tilt right at the bottom. Got this nice full movement happening. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Enjoy the spaces in between. The space at the top of the inhale, so full. Space at the bottom of the exhale. A lot going on in this little movement. Feel like taking a little breath in between. There's two more. How about one more? Come back to the mudra. Come back to the earth space. From here, stretch the arms overhead, stretch the legs. Have a nice big stretch through the body. Don't hesitate to make your own sounds. Legs are extended. We're going to do single leg in towards the chest, Pavanuttanasana. So inhale, lift the right leg, bend at the knee, clasp the hand just below the knee or behind the back of the thigh. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Other things we can do here, flex both feet and really feel this leg that's extended on the floor. It's like it's really present. It's gripping the floor. It's so present. First, we're just holding and breathing. This could be anywhere from 3 to 5 long breaths to get the deeper effects of the pose. Next, inhale, stretch this leg. So if it feels good on your low back, let's say you're having low back pain, sharpshooting things, nervy things, sciatica, you're not going to stretch this leg even to 45 degrees. You're just going to plop that foot onto the floor and stretch the leg. But if we're here and we stretch the leg outwards, we're doing a little strengthening movement here, stabilizing movement, and down. Inhale, left leg comes up, 45 degrees. Bend at the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest, and notice differences on the two sides. Nice. For me, this side, whoa, easy breezy, no problem. Toodaloo. Other side, oh, I was talking the whole time. Here we go. Inhale, stretch this leg back out. Exhale all the way down to the floor. We're going to do 3 times to each side, alternating with the breath. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend at the knee. Get a good squeeze. Inhale, stretch back out. And let's also be mindful of the spaces between the breaths. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. See what it is to really and truly move with your breath. It's super slow. We've got one more to each side. So in yoga type movement, when you move with the breath, you move lots of prana, life force energy in the body. So we've got obviously static poses, but this kind of more dynamic movement actually moves more energy in the body. Inhale and exhale down to the floor. Make a few windshield wipers down here. Have another big stretch overhead. And from here, we're going to gently roll onto a side. We're making our way up to seated, but I'd like you to take your time. Gently rolling to the side and just feeling side body. Both hands coming up. Also, take your time here. We're laying down for long enough. There's plenty of blood in the back body. I'm just letting the transition come into being. We're here in seated position. You may like something under the bum to give you a little lift, or a folded blanket. If we needed as much space as a yoga block, that could work. Coming all the way up into seated position, adjusting all the clothing. Hands come straight out in front. Make a fist with the thumb on the inside. Make a fist with the thumb on the inside. Give a squeeze and a stretch. Arms are coming straight out from the shoulders. Try not to have the shoulders too high. Peel them away from the ears. Let's do a little bit of this joint movement. So I've got a fist with the thumb on the inside, and now I'm moving my wrists up and down. For all you typers and writers and computer clickers, so important. These wrist movements. Let's turn this into circles. And opposite direction. Are you getting sounds? Yeah. Nice. Now shake it out in a way that's comfortable and gentle for you. Could be very dynamic. Could be softer. Hands are coming straight out from the shoulders. This time you're flexing the fingers and we're moving up and down. When you go on the down, try to keep the palm flat. So you really have to flex through the fingers to keep the palm flat. Now shake it out. Elbow circles, make a fist with the thumb on the inside. This could also be very slow and mindful through the elbows. These are just options. Very dynamic, slightly dynamic, not dynamic at all. Shrug shoulders. Shake out the arm. And then this is my newest thing, are these like little wiggles I do from the back to the front. I'm always inventing new wiggles. Small shoulder circles, relax facial muscles, relax jaw. Could be some wiggles. It could be a gentle smile. Opposite directions, shoulder circles. Big shoulder circles, trace with elbows. Bring the fingertips onto the shoulders. Trace a circle with the elbows. Try to draw the elbows close together. Inhale up overhead. Let's go opposite direction. Inhale up. Nice. Shrug shoulders. Shake out the arm. Invent some wiggles. Find your static. Legs could be extended. Legs could be folded. Maybe you could also stretch the legs and give a little wiggle and come back to Sukhasana, easy pose. And neck movement. Now we're slow. Inhale. Chin back. Exhale, chin towards chest. I'm sure the neck is talking to you. Pop, 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 crackle fizz. We have a breakfast cereal here in America called, oh no, it's called Lucky Charms, right? Snap, crackle, pop. That good branding. I was like, the cereal is called Snap Crackle Pop. No, it's not called Snap Crackle. But ooh, Snap Crackle Pop. There's a little fizzle. Come back to center. And just so easygoing, right and left movement. I mean, the neck might not be the most easygoing element in this movement. We're just like clouds. Oh, we're just turning, looking at clouds in the clouds, soft and fluffy. Let's take this ear to shoulder. Spicier. Inhale, center. Exhale. The mouth might be slightly open. And the jaw nice and relaxed. Mandible. Those strong muscles of the jaw. Inhale. Breathing in. Woo! Big, heavy snow falling off the roof. Like, dumb. Oh, maybe we could just do this movement forever. But last one here. There's more deliciousness. Let's tuck the chin, roll up to the shoulder, down to the center, really relaxed jaw. Inhale, opposite shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, are you making sounds? Ooh. Let it just be like the natural expression of the tension releasing. Let's come back to center. Picking up the head. Let's take a seated twist while we're here. Nice breath in. Exhale. We're going to bring one arm across, one hand behind. That hand might need a block, right? That hand might be fingertips or flat palm, but most importantly, you're pushing the chest forward. We're nice and upright. And then we're turning towards the space behind you. Giant breath in, exhale, opposite side. Take a moment, notice differences on the two sides. There's nowhere we have to get to. We're just enjoying where we are. Nice. Big inhale and exhale back to center. So when go ahead, stretch your legs. First stretch the legs and make some windshield leg first. So when we were doing that womb yoga movement with the Yoni Mudra, the simple Yoni Mudra triangle, I was thinking about a bunch of things all at once. I was thinking about the Vajrayana course, and I was like, oh, we should like do more like mudras and pranic things, and connect to the yoga of what we're learning about. That's fun. I always have like 8,000 ideas all at once, just like layer them all on. I love a good tribal. Okay, let's come wide. So I was thinking about that. And then this pose came into my mind. I'm forgetting the Sanskrit name of this pose at this time. Forgive me. Um, it's not just, seated wide leg stance. We're going to play a little in the seated wide leg stance, and then we're going to do a little bit of churning. And what that churning is about is this awareness of Shushumna Nadi, central channel. And we're cleaning, we're cleansing, we're opening, we're blowing out through the pipes like this. So we'll kind of get into that. But first, let's settle into this stance. I got my little wee pillow under my bum. It's just giving me I don't even know if it does anything because it's not very firm. A folded blanket would be way more effective, a folded wool blanket. But I really am also of the thought, like, use exactly what's right around you. I mean, did the yogis of old have, rubber mats and stuff? They did not. They used a kusha mat grass, kusha grass mat. Okay, ready? So I've got my feet flexed. And yeah, I'm purposefully talking while we're getting settled into this pose actually, because just the sthiti, the starting position, that's something. I'm doing little wiggles here, kind of feeling into. I can feel exactly which hamstring attachment sites are like, what are we doing? This is different. My feet are flexed, but my knees could be bent or bent a lot at any point in time here. I could also have like little towels rolled up and I could bring that under the backs of the knees for maximum relaxation. I'm going to turn to the right, take a nice breath in, and exhale. Little spider fingers, walk forward, just enough. Not looking for anything too crazy here. Enough. I feel the engagement. I'm checking with my shoulders. Is this outer shoulder dipped down too much? That turns this into a rotation from a forward fold. So shoulders want to be even. Next inhale, we're back in center. Exhale, let's go to opposite side. Are you breathing? Where are you breathing to? Inhale, back up. Let's go back to the right side. I'm going a little farther. So I'm bending this knee even more. Like full relaxation. I don't want anything pulling. My body no longer likes stretches that involve pulling. Thank you, 45-year wisdom body. Breathe in. Hey, still over to the left. Next, inhale up to center. Let's take it to the middle. Again, you could have slight bend in the knees, even just micro bend. You could just think bend. Very easy going. I can hear the cranky places. I'm just starting to add a little bit of movement, little dynamism into the pose. Like I'm just plucking the strings across my low back and across all four hamstrings. And let's inhale all the way up. We said we do a little bit of churning. We're going to bring the arms out in front, interlace the fingers. The circle is right out here, and the circle is the base of the pelvis. We've done lots of things to bring good awareness there. So my arms are almost like a placeholder. And I'm starting with a small circle. I started in anti-clockwise direction. Doesn't really matter. We're going to do both directions. And the fun about this pose is you can get pretty big with it, but for the sake of awakening into Sushumna Nadi, central channel, like I'm already like, it's like zoom right now in there. It doesn't need to be that big. Let's try the opposite direction. We don't need to do this for very long either. I find about 5 rounds is enough. Each direction. Coming back to center, just feel heat, warmth, flow in central channel. Go ahead and stretch both legs. Windshield wipers, one more time, Sukhasana, seated twist, breathe in, and exhale. Nice breath in the pose. Exhale, opposite side. breath in. Exhale back to center. Let's bring this onto hands and knees. Fingers spread nice and wide, toes untucked. We inhale, arch. Looking up. Cat pose. Exhale, spine moves towards the ceiling. My fingers are spread very wide on the floor. Center the palm pushing into the floor, but I'm not putting weight on my hand. As minimal as possible. Side to side movement. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn the head, find the heel. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn the head, find the heel. Stretching through rib cage. Navel could be slightly drawn inwards for stabilization and strengthening. Good to each side one more time. Nice. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale, child's pose. Nice breath in, and we're going to slither down onto the belly. Bring the arms out in front. We said movements that link breath and the movement together. This is half locust. So we're inhaling and lifting right arm and left leg just off the floor and exhaling down. You don't have to lift very high, but what you might like to do is flex this foot like somebody is pulling the heel. You're tractioning out of the hip and then lift. You don't have to lift very high. Don't feel like you need to strain and exhale back down, but try that little traction. Flex the foot, pull from the heel. Inhale, lift up, exhale down. Let's keep going. This alternating. This is such a beautiful strengthening pose, balancing pose. And here, because we're doing opposite movement, we're engaging Ida and Pingala nadis, right and left channels. How about one more to each side? We're going to pause in one of my favorite yoga poses on earth. This is called reversed corpse pose, Adva Asana. So feet come together, if that's comfortable, legs together. You're going to walk the hands together and have the thumbs touching, palms are face down. You're going to put the forehead on the floor. This is spine neutral. You're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, melt into the floor. And as you're melting into the floor, your nose is going to smush. Some of us are endowed with very pointy noses and they don't always smush. I get it. But it's cartilage. Like it should, for the most part, get a nice little smush. And you want, just like we did in the start of class, but now on the front body, just melt, 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 melt. Keep some awareness on the spine and notice the spine lengthens, and this positioning of the arms encourages a very subtle traction to the spine. So 5 breaths. And just notice here, 5 breaths is us just settling into the pose. 5 long breaths is about 30 seconds of time. This pose, you want to cultivate time. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like deep, melty, melty restfulness. As an alternative, not everyone's shoulder girdle, and the range of motion in your shoulders, chest, pecs is going to like holding this pose for a long time. So the next restful pose from here is called Jatsikasana, superior pose. Easier because here you're going to interlace the fingers. And I have to like keep my head up so you can hear me. You're going to interlace the fingers and you're going to bring the hands half on the back of the neck, half on the back of the head. And then same thing, nose smush, forehead down, melting. Keep holding. This pose is magic. This offers a legitimate traction to the spine because of the positioning of the hands. You don't have to do anything. Just allow the weight of the hands and the heat from the hands to penetrate the occiput, this rich area of pressure points and meeting places, attachment sites for all the muscles of the neck, big muscles of the spine. And the way the channels flow, this warmth, these points are really effective for eye strain, headache, migraine, tension in the occiput. This is really a magical pose. And just find that subtle relationship all the way down to the tailbone. Release the hands. So again, is a pose you can really cultivate some time there. Let's get some little movement going. Let's start with baby cobra, hands by the side of the chest. Push the belly into the floor. Lift, roll the shoulders. No weight on the hands here. Just baby. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale and exhale down. Inhale upward. Roll shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together. And down. How about one more time? Inhale. Roll shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together. Let's bring this into a Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, pushing into the floor, lifting up. So I must be really into back bends today. Gentle back bend. Oh, this feels so good. I don't know. It might not feel so good for you. Right now, this pose is giving life. Turn it into crocodile, elbows under the shoulders, chin into the hands. Hmm. Yet another delicious relaxation and therapeutic pose from the belly, from dorsal position, prone position. Yeah, prone position. Oh, making space. Big breath in, slowly coming down. So, wow, we use that pose in yoga therapy for a lot of things. We cultivate the hold. It's another one. You can even get up to 10 to 15 minutes in this pose. And really amazing for pelvis, sacrum, reproductive organs. These are magical, magical poses. We're going to do a little flapping of the fishtail. So bend the knees and flap the fishtail from side to side. A little internal and external rotation of the hips here from this prone position. And relax your forehead if you like. Nice. A little bit of work. Inhale up and back into child's pose. We might need a little bit of movement after the back bend as you ease your way back into child's pose. Arms stretch forward. It could also be widen the knees, stack the forearms. Oh yeah, this feels like the ticket right here. Rest the forehead on the forearms. And let the body melt. While we are here, let's do a little inversion in the form of downward facing dog. If downward facing dog is not part of your vibe, that child's pose that we were just in feels amazing. If you like, we're gonna extend hands and tuck the toes, bend in the knees, wiggle of the tail. We're just here to hang out. Enjoy a little upside down time. See what that does. Walk feet towards hands towards feet. Soft bend in the knees. The head drop down. Soft bend in the knees, tabletop pose. Soft arch in the low back, hands just below the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward. Next inhale, roll it all the way up to standing. And then all we're going to do is just have a really big stretch through the ceiling. Big breath in and bring it all the way back down. And walk the hands forward. And walk the feet back. Bend in the knees, hang out and down dog. Knees come down to the floor. We're back into child's pose. Slowly making our way up. So Seiza here, Vajrasana, diamond pose. And then I would love for us to come back into seated position. I was thinking about a little bit of Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, balancing breath. So let's finish up our practice there. And then the fun is you could take a rest after this, right? You could pop on a nidra, you could sit and meditate, you could do some other relaxation. Maybe you're going to continue on in your practice. Maybe you're going to do some strength work. Maybe this is just the break you needed. And or whatever's next. But I do want to encourage you to enjoy some restful practice after this. Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. So we've been talking about these nadis today, central channel, Shushumna Nadi, Ida and Pingala channels. When we're doing this Yoni Mudra movement, we're connecting to one of the secret channels in the body called the Chandali Nadi. That is one of the endowments of bodies with womb spaces. The Chandali Nadi is only in bodies with womb spaces like this. And so this is a nadi that runs from the clitoris to the, Chandali Nadi. To the two breasts. Like this. The Matri Nadi runs from the perineum all the way up the front to the palate. So these womanly spaces in the body, these feminine endowments in the body. Little foreshadowings, things to talk about. Okay, now we're in the practice of this. Ida and Pingala, left and right channels start in the feet. They come up. They have a sort of crisscrossing movement through each of the chakra spaces. They pass through each nostril, each eye, and end up in opposite lobes like this. So we're going to hold with Nasagra Mudra. You're going to bring your middle finger down, middle finger and ring finger of your right hand down. And then because of the tendon, you're going to bring the pinky to meet the ring finger. It's called Nasagra Mudra. It's a very fancy way to close one nostril or the other without having to move the fingers. But if you were like, short circuit, you could just do with one finger like that. Take a second, notice the two nostrils. We'll test again later. Take a nice breath in. Use your thumb to close the right nostril. Exhale left. Inhale left. Just a very brief pinch of the nostrils, and then we exhale right. Now we inhale right. And switch. Exhale left. That's one round. We got 4 more to go. Super slow. I think it's the last round. Exhale completely. You could hold the breath. You could hold the breath with bandha. Uddiyana bandha. Let's breathe. Feel the vitality of life force energy in the body. Feel the beauty that lives in the breath. Maybe you're in the zone and you're going to go right into meditation. That's beautiful. Maybe you're going to lay down for nidra. Maybe you're like me. I'm going to go make a bowl of oatmeal. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that will enjoy this practice now and into the future or on repeat this week. And I thank each of you for being. I'll see you next week in this space. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow for Community Circle. That'll be exciting too. Take care.